corners and taking these fights like they know they're not going to lose, like they have the spoiler available to them. But here comes the agents, they're locking things in here, and yeah, I mean, basically getting the same thing for PRX.
Yeah, we are running it back for PRX. This Sage comp that they have been running in some variation for a very long time. That's what Coach Kaplan was alluding to. If you're looking at a Sentinels bounce back, you have to look to Zekin. He was unbelievable in their last map of Sunset against XLG. He's the guy who can bring the momentum, bring the energy to try and get them back into this game.
Yeah, and especially with them starting on the defense again, given the chance of for PRX now having the chance of setting up the pace just like they did on Split.
The Sage is weird though, it throws off your timings on your retakes. You have to break the wall, fight through slows.
Take walls?
No one in NA plays a comp like this, so ever since that last time they played PRX last year, this is only going to be the second time they're seeing this kind of composition.
Pressure's on here for Sentinels. They got to keep the drive alive here. This is the opportunity for them to do it. They've done it before against PRX, as we've noted multiple times now. But this feels like a different PRX. It feels like a PRX that plays with not just confidence, but with an understanding of exactly what they want to execute on, maybe.
And they're so confident after that win. John QT got a trophy in his first ever Masters with this squad in his rookie year. Now, with new players on the roster, with pressure high again, a chance to try and come back to beat PRX again. They do not want to go to that lower bracket. Fnatic, G2, down there waiting. That's a terrifying fate.
It's a shark pit without a doubt, Mimi, but let's see if we're going to be going to a third map and send it over to your casters. Here's Bren and Sideshow.
If you're a Sentinels fan, I think your spirits have to be lifted seeing Kaplan smile. They're understanding that they've got a way to try and break this PRX map of Sunset. They've looked dominant on it. They've looked quirky. They've had some interesting ideas at that, but they have been really good. And a lot of momentum behind them after winning that first map of Split. Looking to carry it all the way to knock Sentinels into that lower bracket, as the desk was alluding to. That's a dangerous pit of opponents. You do not want to step into that. Yeah. Fnatic, G2,
that is
Gen
tough.
G.
But as we come in here, you mentioned that Kaplan's still feeling fairly confident, right? That he's got a game plan. Well, they had a bit of a game plan on Split, but Alex changed up everything, started playing more slowly, threw them off their game, and absolutely demolished Sentinels 13-3. What have PRX got cooking here?
We'll see if SEN have any bite back. Footsteps going to be heard, presence noted. Orb going to be vacuumed up there. Jinggg as well just sends out that boom bot. And now steadily walking their way out. Re-exploration over towards A. Nothing crazy.
But they've hit the perfect timing just as both initiators, John and Narrate, have gone off of A to go and re-explore mid. Now, defensive re-clearing. Sentinels were not doing very much of that on Split. So I like the idea of them getting active. And they might have found the timing to just get back into A in time.
3 players ready to receive. The slow orb kind of spells it all out. 50 seconds on the mark. Plenty of time to PRX to work with now, and they're full steam ahead. Again,
those Sentinels allowing them to get the plant. 10 out of 12 rounds PRX were able to plant on Split.
Revive's got an abundance of util here. That's a nightmare scenario to be facing. All in through the back, cuts out that avenue, especially against the pistols. How the hell do you break this in time?
At least they didn't send the retake utility before meeting the wall.
There it is. Smoke to replace it though. Gap into the wall, now you're seeing it. Gonna be used pound for pound. It's another slow orb, slowing them all down. Retaking control. Zelsis might be a pivotal player. Swinging around to the side here to seize everything being used up towards the top. Pac-Man gonna be gone. Second! He's lights out. 2 players immediately fall. And everyone's gone from PRX. Players out of their seats, Zelsis.
There's the game plan, working to perfection. Sentinels took a long time to set up that retake. Everything had to be perfect. Zelsis had to be ready for the backstab. They needed to break that Sage wall. Everybody had to get in the right spot to maximize value from the fault line, from the paranoia, from all of the pieces of utility that were necessary. But once they pulled the trigger, they completely collapsed onto PRX from every angle. And that's where you might actually argue that the Sage Wall could have hurt PRX, because in those kind of spots, sometimes PRX are going to want to try to catch Sentinels as they go for the retake.
Deep smoke. Judge into the hands of Zeltis. He's about to bomb! Put him into the blender. Side by side though, Bang having a reload. He couldn't quite back him up in time, so they have handed over a gun still. Close quarters is what it's going to be favoring, and a slight swing out to Vi. It's going to be dropped. And a very clean as you can get.
Yeah, very clean round. Sentinels giving a lot of respect to PRX though, making sure that they fully buy. You know, nobody just coming in there with a pistol looking to buy up a better gun for the bonus round. So they are going to be working with some lighter weaponry here for the bonus.
One enemy remaining.
But overall, it's a much better start here on Sunset, on Sentinels map pick, than what we were looking at on Split, where PRX just dominated right from the beginning.
Move.
Jinggg trying to pull a little bit of attention by the look of things towards B main. And then instantly going for the group up on A. Now this one way is dangerous. You've often got to burn this Overdrone to get past it, through it. You're expecting Bang to be holding it.
Do have the Viper wall though. So
even then,
still going to be used.
You can step in front of this Viper wall. You can't perfectly rely on it.
Tepid, tiptoeing up to the mark, just spotting the shoulder, Bang.
Baiting for narrate.
Bit of damage, yeah. There's that bait and switch setup. We'll see if there's U2 going to be used to clear the corner. Still Forsaken, wants to send it forwards here. TP of his own. Trip, gone. Taken out, but no control towards elbow, and Bang finally reveals his hand once more from that angle. Paranoia swings forward, sidestepping. It's John UT still something there to receive. Open arms with the rifle in the hand, the rate only just accounted for, and he has picked up Pac-Man, and that means main control is theirs. PRX, they commit to the plant.
It's a weird situation. The retakers are going to find it difficult to come back through A-Link because Devi's put his wall down there, and Devi kind of solo fighting towards spawn. PRX know they need to make a play. The weaponry's bad as well from SEN, and they are slow, aiming to be meticulous.
Trying to take the first fight. Second, oh my goodness, barely there. Stinger in hand, something. Give it a half out over the shoulder, but not anticipating Bang. Quick collection with the two, and a quick snap to the side from the rate. An injection of energy for Sentinels here.
As dominant as Split began for PRX, it feels like the same the other way around here for Sentinels. They are really in control of what's happening. Funneling PRX into these A-site hits. And then being really cautious as they group up for retakes. Any kind of push out is getting controlled. And already Alex is hitting that big red button. Tactical timeout being called after only 3 rounds here. And there are so many other things that PRX could be doing. They don't have to be ending every round over towards A. And even if they are ending rounds towards A, maybe they need to get coordinated with some plays. You know, bait out Sentinels to go and take some position and then refight them as they're setting up. You think about it, there's got to be a time where Bang is holding Paranoia and John's holding Stun where you might be able to catch them. But it's a narrow window. Alternatively, you know, you don't have to opt into the A post-plant fight.
Sure.
That's where Sentinels want to take you.
Go in a different direction. Or as you said, trying to find that gap in the timing where retake util is primed in the hands of the Sentinels players, and it's not the guns being played. PRX are good at that. They love to increase the tempo.
But today it has been slower.
It has been slow, yeah.
And honestly, even that post-plant aggression has not been as explosive as we've seen from PRX in some of their other games. I think they really on Split were trying to play counter to their normal style to throw Sentinels off. This round they're coming in with only 2 stingers.
Yeah.
So really this tac timeout is going to be based on the next round, for round 5.
Based on the next round and used to settle the nerves perhaps a little bit.
Yeah. Jinggg, if he takes Orb here, if he gets a kill or dies, he's going to have Showstopper back for that rifle round. You're also looking towards something. We'll have the Sova ult online. So big tools for them to be able to work with next time around. But once more, a little bit of B main and back into A. It's the same game plan in all 4 of these rounds.
A high-low set up to receive. Drone's there. Stun going to be used. Both stuns, in fact, overlaid. Aftershock into the corner. Everybody gets out in time. No damage onto the PRX boys. But a one-way quickly replaced, so good luck trying to get past that when you don't have a drone anymore.
Exactly. As soon as you burn the drone, that's one of the primary ways, arguably the only way that PRX can safely take a main. So even though that util battle feels like it favored PRX, in reality, I don't think it did.
So up through mid they go. Risky, haphazard, but here we go. It's a one-way setup. Jinggg! Beautiful movement! Still going to be isolated and taken out, but a glide into the slow. Second, not to be denied, his own. Into a 2v3 here. Spike's dropped down, but it is smoked off, so Forsaken can reclaim it. Safely for now. 24 seconds left, plenty of time to get the plant down.
And look how passively Sentinels are. They're not going to cross this line until they're sure that the plant is down. They're never going to give an opportunity for Patmen to walk up and get a free kill. Very disciplined from Sen. It's going to be tough for Forsaken to pick them apart.
But a TP, almost unexpected. The stun's going to be clearing them out, though. B hop into safety. Checks himself away. Smoke going to be blossoming now. Zekken. Just a bit of raw spam there into the smoke. It's Patmen versus the world in a 1v3. You can hear it jumping around. Zekken willing to put his life on the line. Slightest a chance with the lineup, but all secured in the end here by Sen.
Really disciplined. I think that's the first word you've got to go towards when you're giving credit to Sentinels and how they're playing this. They are really far away, never taking a risk once it comes to a retake scenario. In the mid-round, look, Zekken's happy to challenge, happy to fight. And they're looking for those defensive re-clears, but once their player advantage up and the spike's committed, it's all about playing together. Now this is the round where Alex took the timeout to try to get PRX back onto the right track. See if they could get the train going again. Jinggg and Something's ultimate, so got to be what you're looking towards. And normally, this B main noise is a fake. Every round, they've been putting a bit of noise B main, throw down the boombot, and then they group up A. It's not a fake this time.
See if that conditioning sticks. Right now, there's plenty of bodies, and Sentinels reinforcing, gathering. Rocket finds its mark and more. Jinggg can't be stopped all the way through, and he wants a little bit more. 3 on the board for him. And there's 2 left alive. He's going to go hunting. Paranoid. Blind as anything. 1 left to stand. The crowd wants it. You can feel it. A rumble on the stage.
And Bang does not want to give it to him. He's hiding towards Pillar. 4 and 1. Still plenty of money. He definitely could go for it. He should go for it to try to limit the economy of PRX.
Bang drifted in. I know where he is now, closing the door straight on him.
And Jinggg is going to hunt.
Running him down. Patman to receive. It's a bit whippy. We'll call it intentional. He's just trying to give him the kill.
But I don't think Jingg's got the timing.
Yeah, the time's ticking.
Bang's, I think, going to live this one. Ridiculous. He's somehow managed to escape Jinggg.
He's hunting. He's
Jingg's
trying to get
it.
He's trying to get it, man.
He's not got the time.
Good.
I mean, he ruined the clip anyway, didn't he?
Yeah, that's not getting into 60 seconds.
He's a coward, Bang, a coward. Incredible entry. What a rocket. Perfect, precise, catches Zeltis around the corner. Immediately on top of Zekken, who was also running away in case the showstopper was going towards Market. That's the kind of entry.
What a rocket.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, credit given. But they are not going to have that same tool again.
So a bit of a reset here for round 6. Zekken. Ooh, jiggling out. Shoulder spotted. Sees the bullets. He knows he's getting some a sort and form of response. Holding close now.
At this point, I think Sentinels have the read that this is real B main again.
Surely.
Yeah.
Oh. The Hunter's Fury is going to be in that back pocket still, dark. Going into the back, Jinggg!
He's amazing on the entries.
He's straight in there. Beautiful movement. TP though, reinforcements arriving. Bang is just trying to get into the action and the fray. And from behind, Patmen just cuts Zeltis to pieces still. Needs to play his life a little bit better here. He's being chopped down, chunked down. Chunk UT scrambling for a chance to reclaim some kills. Any semblance of control over to the round, but he's given up entirely at this point.
So PRX spent those first 4 rounds with a little bit of pressure towards B main and then instantly regrouping A. In this round, Sentinels knew that they were about to pop towards B. They'd thrown a haunt, they got Bang on the deep A line, Bang was controlling all of this space right at the start. And Sentinels started moving the defensive rotations over, but they still weren't ready for it. Second's job was to try to control that push, the entry from Jinggg, and he just couldn't deny it.
It's a critical 1v1.
And again, it's Jinggg coming out on top. He's been immaculate. This might be a gun going down.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Bang ended up getting that kill, so holds on to the rifle. That's going to be fairly critical, actually, for the Sentinels' economy.
Yeah,
we're still going to have a rifle round.
Exactly.
But this, I mean, Second starts shooting while Jinggg is still moving, and because the first bullet doesn't land, no bullet tag doesn't slow him down. He's in the kind of random spray component by the time he's taking a fair fight. If you miss your first shots, Jingg's all over you. Give him an inch, he takes a mile. He's 7-4. And his team's only got 2 rounds.
Different look for PRX.
What is this trip over towards upper mid? They spammed to try to break the normal trip, but this one's wonky.
It leaves a gap, but it's safe from the random spam. Both of the trips are, in fact, intact, but it does leave a window of opportunity for Patman. If he's slow,
yeah, but it doesn't. He can only lurk on the left side. He can't lurk on the right.
I think as soon as he breaks this, and still from their side, it's bang! Can't get out in time. He overstayed his welcome.
Here's the gap.
Just the one, and there's the gap. Hold on, creeping straight past. All that noise, pressure being made. Rez, save for a rainy day. Jinggg straight up and down once more. And the raid is hard committed into the fight. Paranoia.
Here comes Patman.
Holds into the back. Patman's right there with him. It's an ult that's ended up being cancelled, just faking him out. Trying to make Sentinels think that they're in the walls themselves. Still it's a 2v4. Kills need to be earned at this point. Speed needs to be built up, but it's just not happening. PRX have them surrounded. I'm not even down.
What? I mean, everybody decided to follow Patman into spawn there. A really bizarre round set up by that trip. And you can see why Celsius is going for the trip. It avoids the spam that you would do usually to break that common trip that gets placed at top mid. And it also would dodge a shock dart if something threw one in. But actually, it opened an avenue that Sentinels weren't looking at properly. They need to be monitoring that timing. And Patman found the avenue to be able to get behind and win the round, and these slower paced rounds where they're not just sending it A have been working for PRX. So hey, why not change it up?
Fast take now, fight to be taken. Jinggg. Anybody want to offer themselves up to challenge him? Bang's still there, it's just a bit of spam actually, meant for that. Actually, deep push in through mid and a big blind.
Yeah, that's a crazy push.
Caught.
Just off rip, Bang walks down tiles. Catches Patman very early, and that's the main guy that's been doing the lurking for PRX. So now I think Sen are going to be feeling pretty fine about this. They've got Cam watching over towards B main, Trip towards top mid. A small gap in market, but Celsius is going to be happy to cover that, and a high, low, and lower setup. But again, the discipline that I was talking about, there's a fine line between being disciplined and passive. But Sentinels are giving so much space to PRX.
A lot of respect and a lot of trust, I think, in their retakes.
Very heavy trust in the retakes. Now, that did not work on Split. They won 9 out of 10 post plans, PRX.
Gave Jinggg the plan, he would have a showstopper, but he wants to keep the gun out for now. And taking a fight towards the back net, it's a good stun, does connect, and even at the follow-up, rolling thunder through and out, Hunter's Fury, classic juking, skipping and hopping. Second has access now. Flagpole going to be planted into the site. This defuse is stuck to half.
I mean, something is just looking to save his gun at this point. He's not even trying to win the round. He knows it is unwinnable. That's another perfect retake from Sen. The game plan is crystal clear. PRX know exactly what Sen are looking for, and yet they can't do anything about it. If you try to push into spawn there and catch them as they're trying to retake, you're going into a triple stack facing you. And then if you try to play disciplined post plants, they're just running at you with every piece of utility. PRX at this point need to be saving big pieces of util. You need to be saving, if you can, Showstopper, Paranoia, you know, these things that are going to be able to counteract.
Big tools, you say that and they just sent it. Letting it rip, fault line's going to be slowing down Jinggg to deal with that trip. Broken for now, into the corner.
Whoa!
Close as anything! Zekken has not been accounted for. He's still overstaying, still tucked to the side. Shorty in hand. Prior damage helping. How the hell did he get out of this one? Going for the kills and a wall in his face to evacuate. Even the watchful eye through mid, he knows that that's a possibility. Gaps in a defensive player, Sentinels. Pacman could be anywhere, and he's been good at slinking into them. Bang. It's all slow, it's all steady. And PRX, they jump on the chance.
What a contact play through the smoke.
Left wondering as well where Narrate could be, but it's a beautiful play for PRX to get set up into this one. Pacman and the off angle. A lot of damage done. Drops Narrate down to 52 health, and even the Haunt missing. Getting a bit flustered perhaps into the moment. PRX not leaving anything for chance. They're doubled up here. Backside control. Someone with a dart to get their acknowledgement. That's what they were looking for, and Narrate is just left wondering, stewing, wondering how to win this possible chance, but he spotted the barrel, but time is running short. Time is running dry. It's ticking now. Narrate has got to get a move on, but if he makes noise, it won't play into his hands. It won't play into his odds.
What a recovery of that. PRX in the 3v3 make the play that they need to. Wandering out through that smoke, because what was going on here? Not anticipating how close Zekken was holding. Forsaken anticipating that everybody was going to be playing backside. A cute little wall as well to be able to take down John, but it's this walkout here that you're watching. Something and Divide together through the smoke, and Divide wins a 1v1. PRX are getting themselves back into this game. It's a 1-point lead right now.
Wrangling control back. Trying to make it even.
It's a trip and a cam watching for the mid lurk this time. So Zelsis is trying to ensure that there is no opportunity for Pacman to go on a wild lurk play. But to some degree, why would he want to do that? He's got the Viper ultimate to work with here. He's still going to go towards mid, though, with the rest of PRX grouping up in B.
Yeah. Late backstab by Pacman, perhaps, but PRX are going to be hitting the go button here. Util's going to be used, though. As soon as that nade flies forwards, up and over, orchestrates pretty well that PRX are going for this.
They're a big fan of using high ground angles like this. You haven't heard the wall, so you might not be thinking about it, because it's normally Divine that's going to be looking for these kind of angles.
All grouped up. Bang's holding the paranoia. That's going to be off the contact of Zelsis. He's tucked himself into a forward position.
And if you wait too long, John will have the fault line back up.
Look at the race position as well. They all know this is going to be going towards B. There's a smoke. Paranoia does connect. It's going to go pound for pound, but Jinggg is straight past it and out. Kill's going to be claimed and collected here for Sen. And the res, yeah, there's no collecting those bodies either. There's no rate. Backstab we were talking about, there was no clearance in sight, and now he's just keeping them collected, corralled into a corner. C's not going to be connecting, but he's got the spike down with 15 seconds left. There's nowhere to go at this point.
Very nice defensive utility from Sentinels. They've got the right read now. I think they're really in control of the information game. You know, there was one round where they let Pacman completely slip through top mid, but most of the rest of the time, they know where PRX is going. It's just a matter of actually stopping them. And this time, Fault Line denies the first phase of the exec, then Paranoia is great at denying phase 2. And here, Jinggg just tries to get through anyway, hoping that everyone would be blind. He's just gambling on the fact that everyone is going to be hit by the Paranoia on both sides. This does seem like a good round, though, to go for a bit of fake B and try to catch somebody alone on the A side of the map. You know that Sentinels have been kind of cheating the rotations over to B and leaving kind of one person pushing out. So, a bit of pressure towards mid.
I'm going for it, though. Hot shots taken. Zekken is quick to get the hell out of there and evacuate. But Narrate's just holding it down. That A-lurk shut down. No more threat of the wall going up. Res in sight, though. Divide might be looking for a play towards this. In fact, the whole team grouping up to take this space. Very important that gets broken, but okay, Satchel forwards. Jinggg doesn't hard commit to try and take out Bang. They want to try and deal with his body, and Sentinels not willing to concede the space. They're still trying to make a go for this with a bit of raw spamming through the box to try and defend it up through mid. It's Forsaken who's the one who's going to be going down.
Divide's ultimate makes sure that this is only a 4v5.
I don't know if they know about this. Must have heard the Satchel, but do they expect Jinggg to be up on top of the box?
But that Prowler's not going to tell him anything.
And he's going to take that timing and take it well! Jinggg!
He's amazing!
He's cracked it open! The A side should be theirs, but there's still 2 players left unaccounted out towards the back of the side, and PRX getting cold feet on that idea. They have lurks on lurks.
This is where PRX need to be regrouping, I think. You can't afford to have Patman and Jinggg be playing off on their own like this. Just group together, use the Viper ultimate, try to close out the round.
30 seconds left.
Patman should have a safe avenue to the rest of the team.
Very important fight.
And Jinggg, he survives. So danger probably averted at this point.
5 bullets. Commits to the reload, though. Plenty more to work with now, but he has to chuck into the corner. You are kidding me! Oh, what is that? Get the hell out of here!
Oh, that is absurd!
Filthy!
That is truly ridiculous. And it's left Zekken in a 1v3.
God almighty.
Which he's not even going to go for. 13 of 5, having a great game. But it's all Jinggg all day. 2 rounds out of the 5 that PRX have won coming straight from Jinggg. I mean, one of them set up really heavily by the rest of his team too. He flies in with a showstopper, beautiful snipe onto Zelsis, takes down Zekken as well in market. This one was much more about his intelligence rather than his mechanics. Up inside the one-way and then utilizing the fact that he knew Narrate had missed him with the Prowler. And then he just tucks himself into a wonky spot. And listen,
I need to see that again.
I mean, you're only going to hit him if you go for them.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Gotta respect it. Stuns out. Nowhere to run.
Last player standing.
Yeah, okay.
Have we got any developers in the building? I mean, that is crazy, isn't it?
That's shock and awe. Astounding stuff, man. It's 6-5. We've got 1 more round left to go in this half of Sunset.
Ahead.
Double swing. Bottom section of mid. This is PRX trying to take control of it. A bit of util sent flying forwards to A. It's keeping Sentinels players anchored for now.
They've just got such a nice ult combo to win this round. You know, Showstopper's been amazing at opening these places up. Jingg's got that over towards B main.
This is Bang going to be tested, assuming they just pull the trigger on it.
But I think it's also Bang to try to get out and live.
Here's it now. As soon as you hear that one voice line, everybody's going to be scurrying away, evacuating. It does give that access now towards the site here. Trapped up. Oh my goodness.
Chip damage, but no more. And here's that Viper ult.
Here it is. Yeah, this is going to be a blight on the map now for Sentinels to try and deal with. Nightfall should be clearing this one up ever so slightly. Doesn't clear the back of the site, though.
And it doesn't hit Patman, which is huge.
Hold up to a degree. Random spam praying for a connection. Wall needs to be dealt with, finally broken, at least in one partition. Forsaken is going to be tucked into the corner still, caught by that stun to the side. Seconds all the way in and through, but unaccounted for. Forsaken, how long do you bide your time? Chooses to just take him out now. So to deal with the rest of the team, though, and they are flooding in. Fast now, Sentinels trying to get a handle on it. And access and control is theirs now for their side. That final round earned.
And every round that Sentinels got, this final one, a theme that lasted right from the beginning. Setting up for the retake and executing it perfectly. Look at the movement. It's just brilliant. And then the Viper even falling as well.
Absolutely unbelievable stuff here. The momentum and kind of fight back, I think, that we wanted to see from Sentinels to give us that competitive series.
Esports is a $2 billion industry now, but it all started in dingy basements and cramped living rooms.
From how the pros train to how the money flows, this G2 and Mastercard series breaks it all down. 12 episodes, packed with insight and lessons for anyone looking to understand the world of competitive gaming. Ready to learn the game behind the game?
Stay tuned for what's next.
You won't want to miss it.
We're taking a bit of a granular focus, I think, on some individuals in this game so far. Namely, Second is really the first player I think I want to touch on, because this guy's been lights out. Maybe after that game earlier today, I mean, the only player beating him out in terms of rating was Texture. Don't know if that's still the case. Second might be the top-rated player going into this match here today, but he's got top competition in the form of Jinggg, who's been putting up unbelievable numbers.
Yeah, again, you can see it reflected here in the Coinbase Econ report. I mean, especially on Zeken's side, going 15-6, but I've been masterfully impressed with what Jinggg has been able to put forward on the attack sides. The question for me is, can Jinggg keep it going on defense? Because I think so much of Jingg's impact is based on how he's able to find the timings as an entry player. And Zeken on the Neon is going to be really heavily supported again by Narrate and John. The double initiators and the style of Sentinels often puts Zeken as not just the tip of the spear, but the guy who's asked to do a lot and always does.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a handful for PRX to deal with in this half.
See it reflected. I mean, he's 15-6 so far.
And going for the light armor buy here.
It's going to be a big face in the bottom of mid. This is going to be a brawl and a clash of potential bloodbath.
The pistols are a lot better for long-range fights on PRX.
Yeah, it's Jinggg. Just waiting it out. He sees that cage. Sailing sky high, and it is walking contact plays, but a jump spot might have just ruined it all. Spoiled the surprise that SEN were going for. Maybe not. Gonna see it now. 3, 2, 1, and a swing for Paranoia to support from the side. This is PRX are the ones ready to collapse. Still jumping around, just making sure that they can bait and play their teammates in. PRX. Blinder of a pistol.
An ambush that completely caught the rest of SEN. And Zelsis is getting bullied out of his position towards mid, pushed further and further away from the spike. And with only 45 health left, even a single body shot from Jinggg would take him down. Everybody on PRX grouped up as well. Forsaken going for a little bit of information.
Sniffing him out.
But then goes for the wide swing of Jinggg. It is that body shot that delivers. A nice pistol round idea and good weaponry to be buying for it as well. Mainly opting into the Sheriffs and Ghosts that are super effective at this kind of range.
Just dissect it, don't they?
Now that's...
see the cage going overhead.
That's a gross beginning kill from Patman. Didn't quite realize that he got that kill through the cage. But yeah, they couldn't have landed any better. Both teams going for mid, and a massive trap from PRX. The spider waiting in the web.
Pistol round win should mean the PRX brought up to even.
And I think it bears talking about that we saw Sentinels looking really dominant at the beginning of this map. And that's dissipated quite a lot. It's now looking like absolutely anybody's game.
Dare step into the cage. What? Trying to face up. Potentially set Forsaken up there with the judge. You're right, it is still anyone's game.
This round, though, I mean, massively favoured towards PRX. An opportunity to build up towards some of these big ults.
Yeah. Sentinels putting their bodies on the line here. There's no trade, obviously, with the slow place down. You can hear it. And a good reposition by Patman. He's even getting the accidental kills. Devi's ready to help him by his side. Spikes in the middle of nowhere. Not retrievable here, so Zelsis. Again, it's the easy way or the hard way?
Well, who on PRX wants to try to build up their ult? I think that's one of the key things that they should be thinking about. Looking towards giving it to Patman, I would imagine. I mean, that defensive
30 seconds left.
Viper ult can change the course of the rounds, allow you access to defensive setups that you wouldn't normally be able to run. I think it's worth paying attention as well to Patman as to where he puts his Viper wall. You see this one at the moment, but there's also a pretty common one that we're seeing teams run that goes through mid.
Celsius is...
He survives for a moment.
Desperate to
oh, and they're looking to try to keep him alive.
If he gets the plant down, he's still going to get value, so
yeah.
you do have to kill him. There we go.
And you can still plant even if it's in the post round as well, in order to get your money. So they did definitely have to deal with him there. In the end, they don't actually maximize the ults, I don't think, but it's not too shabby.
Poison's off. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Clearly, PRX have got a pretty good idea of what they want to be doing on the defense side of this map. A lot of it, as well, can come down to the retakes. This Sage Wall, really useful for that if you play off-site post plants. So Sentinels have got to think about how they want to set up the rounds in the first place, and then also how they want to play the posts. John holding this stun, ready for some kind of mid-fight. You're expecting PRX to be doing something aggressive on their bonus round, or a trap play, some aggression.
Fault line held just in case. Slow orbs already going to be used. Why? Just making sure that they can slow down the inevitable approach, really. Sentinels are going at a bit of a glacial pace, but might be turning their sights up towards the top section of the mid. Fault line, no connection. Pacman not slowed down, not stunned up. Second is right in your face, and he's looking for the follow-up. Bang, just can't get it. Then the wedging was placed.
That's rough.
Sleep.
Narrate, though, has found a bit of an opportunity and more. It's grasped it with both hands now. Full control of market and the front of the site now. Access for Sentinels.
Incredible play from Narrate to get them back in. Might have another.
Yeah, could be. Beautiful with the positioning and even better with a crosshair placement. Even spotting out something. Deep Seas flash in your face. Going to be blinded up, but he has complete control, and it just makes this hold that much easier here for Sentinels. Out wide, facing into many of them. Last one spotted something. There's not much you can do from this spot. Got to scurry and save.
Yeah, it's important that he saves here because Devi actually forced into the round. Only 700 credits on Devi. So keeping this rifle really helps the economy. A massive round from Narrate there. Looked like Sentinels had squandered this one. Slightly better eco. Came in, they ran a slow mid-take trying to feel out, I think, what the defensive setup actually looked like. And as they committed through, they went for like a market pinch where you tried to pull the mid player towards market and then you pop through top mid. And it looked messy. Very messy from second and back.
He's not ready for Jinggg at all.
I mean, Bang is walking into that angle backwards because he's worried about the other side of mid. He's worried about somebody pushing his own smoke. And it's Narrate, the hero, especially that second kill on Pacman.
Yeah.
One enemy
Turns the
remaining.
round in Sen's favor.
If he doesn't do all that, wind is out of the sails for Sentinels. It's a bonus conversion for PRX.
He keeps his team in it.
Again, all eyes on either side here, down towards mid. Smoked off for now, but calling for the 3-2-1 and a swing. That is good movement by Narrate. Stays alive for the one kill, but PRX had more than just a singular body trying to take that fight. Do it together. They end up on the better side of it.
Devi winning that with a bulldog. Second swinging, nobody else to try to support Narrate. So a little bit out of sync there, Sentinels. And we've seen that across 2 rounds now, despite the fact that Narrate was able to save the previous one. Now he's gone, he's dead. 3v4, somebody else needs to step up now for Sen. Good stun.
Yeah, it's good to push, taking off that line, but immediately the paranoia is going to be used to try and get him straight back in. Smoke fades though. It's still opportunities are granted for these kills, and it's decent movement enough. Zeltas actually does manage to take out something, so putting a bit of a wraparound here. Forsaken is the one that's been put in a pinch.
Hasn't been able to find too many kills so far this map, Forsaken.
Just steps out wide enough for Zeltas to capitalize. This is now a 2v2, very winnable for Sentinels.
30 seconds left.
PRX not quite aware of the gaps in defensive play that they're putting up.
But they do know where both players are roughly. They know that John's on the plant, Zeltas is defending somewhere.
Walking up now, steps up, that's a jump spot now, spotting these players out, slow walk, way ahead of it!
One enemy remaining.
Zeltas takes matters into his own hands.
Beautiful round there from the emotional leader on Sentinels. Gets himself into a lurk through top mid, and they needed a hero after this first play. The 2 young guns from Sen got chopped down early.
Last player
And Zeltas decided to get his way in, play off John, and shut the round down.
He's played that perfectly.
This is now 2 rounds in a row, though. They've had a sloppy beginning.
Energy is back up.
Yeah, 2 rounds where they've managed to capitalize. And I think that's going to be especially tilting for PRX, because you're doing stuff right at the start. You know, your game plan off barrier rip is good. You're getting into an advantage. And then, I mean, personally, round 15, I think that's just Narrate hitting nice shots. I don't think that's a mistake from PRX too much. This round, though, they did leave a lot of gaps. And so you're seeing the tactical timeout called, and Devi doing a lot of talking there. I'm sure Alex has got enough to say as well. But PRX economy is now going to be crumbling a little. Only one rifle able to be afforded.
It's in the gutter. Timeout was fading away there as Alex is just venting.
Yeah, I don't think that was.
Situation,
I don't think that was to the players, was it? I think that was to Mindfree.
Just to clear up the misconceptions that might arise.
Yeah, he's normally very calm when he communicates to the players, and then he takes it all out on his desk.
Yeah, and
it's a bit like Kaplan, fairly calm when he comes to his players, and then he beats the crap out of Cubert.
Oh, poor Cubert. 2-round lead though for Sentinels, and they've got that economy advantage. Usually going to be converting into a round win, so.
We actually saw Bang take a really fast timing when they were on defense. It's Forsaken doing something similar.
Doesn't have a long-range gun, it's just a Bucky. Looking to see if he can punish here. Plenty of players stepping up to that mark. Bang. Orb down. Jinggg up onto the high ground angle. And, okay, there was 2 players ready to receive him. Takes down the one. Zelts is going to be out of action now.
No
Flank
smokes.
needs to be watched for. No smokes, though.
Yeah, no smokes over towards spawn. And Forsaken's on the flank with a Bucky.
Even committed here. TP forwards. Uh-oh. Uh-oh!
No way.
That's how you get value out of it. Beautiful play by Forsaken. And now that distraction being made in the rate.
There.
He's doing turns, spins. 180 all around. Second. Looking to receive a couple of bodies. Other end of his outlaw. Sightline is open. Spots it with a jump ping. Sets up jump for it to buy. Almost makes a good go of it.
Forsaken's there to close the door in his face and ensure that the better economy wins the day for Sentinels. But that one got a bit scrappy, a little bit tough. I can't believe Forsaken got value on the flank. I can't believe this TP ends up getting the job done, and then he goes for a second teleport on top of the other box. I mean, mad play.
Enemy remaining.
But good finisher from Second there. He's having a blinder of a map. He's got 18 kills already in 17 rounds. This round, though, almost everybody on PRX has their ultimate to be able to work with.
And Patman, it's instinctual from him. Cage goes up, bullets go into it. Clear game plan.
And this now puts a bit more pressure over towards Bang, because with the trip disappearing on A, you're worried. Oh my God, and another sick shot.
This is PRX on top form.
Well, you haven't even forced out any ultimates here from PRX either. So this one's just a bit of a GG go next.
Yeah, scattered into the spawn just in case there are players creeping up onto the gaps. We can see. Bang's there. Forsaken taking a bit of a jiggle.
It feels like PRX are trying to go for the same level of discipline that we saw from SEN, but they're all playing it alone.
God almighty, it's a bullet to the brains. Luckily saved by the wall. Paranoia forwards. PRX just need to make sure to not leave any gaps, mistakes to be played into.
It is quite a committed position from something, and like I said, they're all playing alone.
I don't want to get too worried here. They still have the player advantage. It
left.
should be massive for them as long as they play with that discipline here. Plant, stuck, but John has an ult. Could look to expend it. Still has a slow and an aid in through the back and easily dealt with indeed. Dubai, safe pair of hands with him, usually is the case.
And still no ultimate forced out from PRX. That slow nade combo was brilliant there. And PRX have cut this one down to an only 2-round lead. This next one, you've got to imagine, is going to be explosive, with so many ultimates all around the map.
One enemy remaining.
Very clean shots, though. Now, having said that, I just set up a really explosive round. Didn't realize that Sentinel's economy, despite winning 3 in a row, is not in a spot where they can buy again.
I mean, that's bizarre.
Yeah, the economy was kept honest the entire time.
It begins.
So 4 stingers.
I'm out of here.
And honestly, a win here would be to force out some of those defensive ultimates.
They group up. TP forwards. This is aggressive Forsaken. Forsaken! Doesn't know about a second player though. Just the one for his trouble, but it was a big one to find. Zekken is gone. Zeltis could be going to follow suit, and he's just missed the timing. Stinger in hand, not exactly the weapon for the job. Crazy play to make against a half-buy.
But with Forsaken taking that timing down mid, I think what's now going through Sentinel's head is, well, who's defending A? Because usually it is Forsaken with a one-way on A, and that's allowed John and Zeltis to just walk up. A is being played pretty heavy for retake right now. And the fake is beautiful. They're so worried about A. The bang and narrate, the other part of the duo,
the push and the pull,
can just wander in.
They've got it now. The B side is theirs. Narrate is the one with the spike, though. Can't overstep too much, but
they really want to pick. They really want to equalize numbers because their guns are just so much worse.
They need something, but it's been spotted out here. Stinger in your hand, bang, just about gets around the corner.
Now Zelsis becomes the lurker.
Snake bite, though.
That's an unlucky one.
A bit of a spam on top of it, so Bang's going to be found here. Narrate forced to just get back a little bit still. Forsaken is up. They're going to have smokes to just block off main or the spike, whatever they choose. Playing through main is not going to be the ideal task for them. It's one weight up now, and that backstab, as you mentioned, has to be coming to fruition. Forsaken accounted for. Still, there's players onto the spike now, tapping away, but there's that ult. Here it is, Roll of Thunder, pushes them back and away. PRX tapped for that one. They were hoping that it would pull out a bit of the big tools, and now running forward to try and take the play, and the Stinger cannot get it done. A lot pulled out of the war chest for Sentinels, but it's PRX who win the day.
So I was talking about a silver lining. A win in this round might be to expend some of the defensive ultimates from PRX. And yet PRX come away without having to use a single one of them. Still 5 ults in the back for the defenders, and they creep ever closer to an even game.
Spike planted.
You can see what SEN were cooking. They thought if they expected the breach ult, after having killed Forsaken on the flank, maybe Zelsis would be able to clutch. But it wasn't quite good enough. And now Kaplan, he's gonna look for his own input into this game. Sentinels take a tactical timeout to discuss what the next game plan should be. And I think you've got to realize at this point that PRX has been playing A for retake. Like really passive retake setup. It's not even like they have a Cypher that's going to be giving them some information. There's not trips, there's not cam. They are just playing off-site A. And maybe they'll swap it up for the next round, but I would imagine Kaplan's got a bit of a read that's going to try to play with that.
Time is ticking here. It's PRX with a driving factor, taking map number 1. We're not in elimination territory, of course, but it will send you toppling into the lowers if SEN cannot get a grip back. And I know that sounds odd when they're sitting at 10-9, but the ults are flowing right now for PRX, and they have been in control largely.
And the 2 ultimates the Sentinels have are situational at best, I would say. Yeah. You know, you need a pick for Zelsis to be able to win around with his Cypher ult. And Zekken, most of the time, he's going to be getting more value with the rifle than the Neon ult either.
And Jingg's going straight down at mid, rocket in your hands, and you are no more. Zelsis obliterated, turned into pink mist. Anyone seconds, bang. Trying to step up and challenge, but can anyone get this guy out of here? Narrate and John seem to find themselves the likely contenders to be able to do so. They've stemmed the bleeding.
Just chilling at this point, I think, is advantageous for PRX. They can allow Narrate and John to leave because there's 2 free reses. Defy, though, is actually going for the info himself. If he had died there, wouldn't have been able to res Jinggg, but all good. They get themselves into a 2-player advantage. And again, by seizing control and tempo of the round with that fast dive down mid, a little bit reminiscent of what Forsaken went for previously, they've put themselves in a great spot. They did use almost every ultimate, though, to accomplish it. But as long as they can clean up John and Narrate, they will have crushed the economy as well.
Narrate and John tiptoeing, hoping that somebody will offer them a lifeline. Head on the chopping block, Patman. Not so likely. So I'm going to be caught by that seize as well. A bit of spam and straight bullets into the box, but no one watching it for the back there. And now PRX look the swarm. 10-10 here for PRX. The guns out of the Sentinels players' hands. Back to the drawing board for them on top of it. This is a rough position to be in if you're Sentinels.
To be honest, it's a weird setup. They raise ult down mid right at the beginning. They Viper ult into B main, and they send the Sova ult all at the same time. Literally off barrier drop. Just decide to pop every ultimate that they have available. And Sentinels, their economy's not great. 4 players with light armor, 1 player with a stinger, but it's Zekken who still has his ult as a backup. Senna looking to go A again.
Yeah, this is 5 players grouped up.
Look how fast.
Obfuscating it. Jinggg is all the way down mid already.
Face your
Straight in
fear!
behind them. Knife falls forward though. They want to take this one fast and loose. You can't afford to make mistakes at this point if you are Sentinels. Trip's going to be triggering. Zelsis, you don't know why, so you got to hear it now. The rumble of the footsteps in your face. He's primed and ready with a rifle in hand and trying to take that fight with the util. Perfect. The timing could not be better. Zelsis wants a little bit more. Can he stun this push off from the flank? Defy! Not to be denied. This guy now taking control of the situation, but Sentinels still on the site. Bang! Remove something from the picture. In through the back, John.
Very decisive.
Taking care of Forsaken.
Making sure that they delete the players in front, so it's only Defy as a threat. And he's left in a 1v3. Walled himself off even from going towards elbow. So SEN, they persevere in what was a scrappy, chaotic round. I think Zelsis should be able to give them the information about how quick PRX were down mid again. With two players, not just Jinggg, sending it in tiles, but Defy also following up, and the goal there was that it feels like only one player on the flank, and then Defy's able to come in unexpected. But because Zelsis instantly used Cypher ult, he just got perfect info as to where everyone was. Love this stun as well, by the way. Perfect from John. I mean, he has been great with these reactive fault lines. It's just that usually Jingg's already got the kill.
One enemy remaining.
11-10. Tension in the air. You can cut it with a knife at this point. Operator in the hands of Defy.
And he's looking at, is he going to try to wall up at the beginning?
Oh, this is going to be crazy, surely. What's he going for? Just a bit of a pre-fire onto the cam. Sentinels not slowing down at all. In through elbow. Stun connects. And a boom bot. Collateral damage in through. No damage to be dealt. Something is taking this alone. No coordination. PRX getting antsy, getting frantic. It's up to Patman to see if he can contain and maintain the team's composure. Defy reinforces one of the gaps.
I mean, the pace of the whole game has increased. Patman finding Zelsis in mid as well, and now finally a breather. But there are so many gaps around the map that PRX need to fill. A Defy could get caught. The more aggressive he gets.
And his wall fades too, he's going to have to commit. Yeah, playing a further back line and angle. Too many unknowns on the map right now for PRX, and it gives Sentinels free reign. Contacting, not necessarily something you want to do when you're going up against an operator, but...
There's also no smokes, so no matter what, they're going to be taking risks. It is going to be, there are always going to be openings for Defy to take this shot.
Defy posted, second guess is it. It's a one-way propped up on top of it. That's going to be the fault line. Clearing the way, Horn to a degree, but
30 seconds
entirety of
left.
the site now theirs, and there's a reflank occurring. PRX from behind. Narrate's going to try and slow this one down. He's going to be buying it. At least time with the C's, and Narrate just peeks straight into it.
One
Defy.
enemy remaining.
The pincer maneuver is almost complete. It's just second left alone to try and pull off a miracle with a snake bite at your feet. There's absolutely no chance he can win that one. 11-11.
There's a great call in this round from PRX where they decide to double up and push mid really late in the round. They had no retake utility. I mean, they had a snake bite and like a heal. That's it. And yet, they still, by putting two people on the flank and Defy just locking down angles with his off, managed to crunch Sentinels on the site. And the economy's not looking good again here for the Americas team.
I need a drone.
It's a scramble. Last minute decisions to be made here, but again, all in from Sentinels. 5 players grouped up. 11-11. With the upper bracket on the line.
Everything is going A.
Full committal. Forsaken going to be retreating, trying to play a bit of a further back position. No one's watching his back in through the elbow angle. He's got a lot to account for here. Just trying to break some of that util as well so it doesn't get cleared all the way out. And, wow, really just overstays onto the line. Second is gone. John QT was next. Bang, it's up to him to deliver, but he's been put down, put to bed, put to rest. And PRX eager for it now, hunting for that 12th round, getting cheeky with it in the process.
Sentinels are watching this map slip away from them. They had such a great start. Looked like they'd rebounded after getting flattened on split. But they can't put it together here on the attack side. PRX were playing a retake. They cleared mid, looking for Zelsis in the mid round. They know exactly where he is now.
Doubled up, leaving nothing to chance. Time played, but yeah, with discipline like that, 12-11 now. And it's match point for PRX.
This is a gorgeous angle. I mean, it's as far back as you could possibly get while still playing to defend that. And again, value out of the wall. Device always got these tricky little spots to work with. Sentinels have been forced buying in quite a few of these attack rounds. People with stingers or bulldogs.
Well, the money's dying.
And now the money's just dead. It is just dead. It's the final round, the last opportunity for Sen to stay in the upper bracket. And they're going to be working with odds and ends. A bargain bin thrift store buy. Trying to cobble it together like Tony Stark in a cave. They got nothing. The recovery in this half has been amazing from PRX. They made the right adjustment. Playing full retake A for a lot of these rounds, and yet still catching Sen as they hit the site. Playing just the right amount of pressure to grab a kill onto Second, for example, and then have a player advantage.
It's a lower bracket you do not want to get sent into. The competition is heating up heavily. G2, Jinggg, Fnatic, any sort of manner of opponent you want to avoid for as long as possible.
And look at the buy. I was alluding to it earlier. Second with a stinger. Narrate as well with Zelsis. And only a sheriff out here for John. The best weapon, bang with a bulldog. This one, it looks done, it looks chalked. How are Sen going to be able to get this into overtime?
Heavy group up once more. This is all in from Sentinels, and it could just crumble at a moment's notice. Flash avoided. Jinggg is there, but he's going to be taken out. No one to deal with a haunt over the shoulder. And that's commits into it.
That's such a valuable weapon to upgrade to as well.
Rolling Thunder now, it's available. Lays siege now to the other side of things, but it did not catch up with the buy. Propped up on a perch of his own making.
He's been so good. He's been so good with these walls.
And now he's going for a little bit more. Slowed himself in the process, can't really overstep.
Bang's paranoia here is amazing when the retake begins.
The re-flank occurring for Seiken. Going walkabouts with something himself. Smokes are going to be dropped down here. Patience is called for from PRX themselves. Slow and close. Trying to play time and bait out these shots potentially for them. The range is going to do a lot. Right now, with the stinger in hand, finally deals with it again. The trap is triggered all the way from the side. PRX there, and he's stopping this train. It's looking so damn unlikely. And it's up to the captain, it's up to John. Stinger in hand. Flash, he's got a bullet. The supplement, he's got to run him down. It's a full stack. No way! For PRX, there's no stopping this train. No stops to be made. Not even for Sentinels.